Now, Kenya's President William Ruto recently concluded his state visit to China at the invitation of President Xi Jinping. Now, the visit came amid growing concern over global trade following the announcement of sweeping tariffs by President Trump. Now, President Ruto defended multilateralism as a way to promote even trade. He spoke to CGTN's Wang.
President Donald Trump announced tariffs, sweeping tariffs against all nations, including Kenya and African nations. Of course, economists would point out this policy of tariff runs conflict with AGOA, which was a federal U.S. law signed in the late 1990s, early 2000s, recognizing Africa as a tariff-free area. So that makes people naturally wonder, which law rules over which? Is there confusion of any?
The whole tariff regime has taken all of us by surprise. We are currently engaging the U.S. government to find ways and means of mitigating the effects of tariffs that have been levied by the U.S. We should be working more with multilateralism than unilateralism. We believe that multilateralism has greater safeguards and provides an even environment for trade for nations across the world. Because as things stand today, globalization of trade is not an option. It is an existential imperative. I do not think any one company anywhere in the world can survive on its own. We need to look at it from that global sense. And that way, it is only multilateralism that will guarantee global trade. And global trade is the fuel for progress and development and commerce and growth.
You're talking about multilateralism. You've said this, and I thought that was very thought-provoking. You said multilateralism is on trial. That was a few years ago, and some countries, some corners of the world are pursuing narrow insular interests, and that is cannibalizing humanity's collective journey. I thought it was brilliant, especially the word cannibalize. Why did you use that word?
I think it is the reality that exists. And I have said that unilateralism cannot survive the current global situation. No one part of the world can act in isolation to the rest of the world. And whatever happens in one part of the world affects the rest of the world. It is therefore necessary that we act in concert and we act together. And despite the fact that the multilateralism is being tested, I believe that it is the solid foundation upon which nations can engage. And I do not think any one country acting unilaterally on its own will present a situation that will be accepted globally, or that is good for everybody globally. What is good for the United States must be good for Kenya. Otherwise, we will not have a win-win outcome. And a win-lose outcome will always result in everybody eventually losing.